I think veganism is important. The funny thing is, when I started campaigning in the 1970s, a lot of people fought shy of vegetarianism and veganism because it seemed to be so extreme and so far-fetched. It was very difficult, or relatively difficult in those days, to be a vegan. And a lot of us thought, oh, we can't go on arguing about this. Anyway, who do we benefit except a very few animals that we don't eat? There are millions going to be still suffering, so we've got to get involved in something more tangible and effective, like politics. And so that's why, in a way, it was put on the shelf. It was deferred.
One doesn't preclude the other, though, does it?
No, not necessarily. But the strange thing was, of course, that I've worked with scores of politicians over the years, and maybe a dozen or 20 of them have been really dedicated to animal protection. And I don't think any of them were vegetarians. I can remember dear, I can't remember names. I used to entertain these MPs over lunch, and they all used to choose steaks, bloody steaks. One of them, I can remember very well, a very lovely and well-known left-wing Labourite, who actually did eventually come round. He said, after eating several steaks in my presence, would then say, now tell me about the moral arguments for animal rights. So I did. And then next time I took him out, he didn't eat a steak. But he said some of them did come round. But on the whole, they were scornful of people who were vegetarians. They were regarded as eccentric and ineffectual as politicians. I think it's wonderful that this may be a revival of interest in the whole subject of animal protection politics. And it's fascinating that we're coming in on a neglected angle, that we neglected the vegan and vegetarian angle because it was seen to us to be too difficult.